And welcome everyone to another beautiful day for baseball here at Dixon Stadium. Your St. Mary's Rattlers coming into play today, a record of 3-1 going up against the University of Mary. Yet another doubleheader here today after the one yesterday. The Rattlers able to take both of those games, looking for similar results here today. On the mound for St. Mary's, it'll be Nathan Humple. Humple last year, a bit of a struggle pitching-wise, but he has improved yet again during the offseason. He didn't really see that much action last year, but last year his statistics, a 6.75 ERA, a 1-1 record. He started 2 games for St. Mary's. Those were mainly spot starts due to injury, but now he's ready to go, and he'll be the 3rd starter for St. Mary's this year. I'm Joe Rodriguez, joined by Brian Maglione. Brian, yet another beautiful day here at Dixon Stadium. It's great to see the weather just cooperating so nicely. What are you excited about today out of the Rattlers?
I'm just looking forward to some great baseball. If yesterday was any indication of how the games are going to turn out this afternoon, oh, we're in for a treat.
And it'll be Grunstad settling in for the first pitch. Humple looking in to Funk for his sign. Sidearm delivery is called for strike 1. Let's go on ahead and meet the rest of the Marauders lineup. Grunstad, as you see, he's leading off. He'll be playing short. Byer will be playing center field, and he'll be batting second. Next we'll have Shaw. He'll be batting third and playing left field, as that pitch actually hits Grunstad in a rough start for Humple. Next we'll have Somerville. He'll be playing right field and batting in the cleanup position. Held will be the designated hitter and batting 5th. Mack will be playing first base and batting 6th. Then Schiff will be playing third base. He'll be batting 7th. Ingemanson will be behind the plate. He'll be catching. And then Aders will be playing second base and rounding out the lineup. Quick check over throw to first by Humple. Humple, the 3rd lefty to start for St. Mary's in just as many games here at Dixon Stadium.
Byer at the plate. In the first game of yesterday's doubleheader, he went 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs and was able to draw 1 walk. So he'll look to continue that success here against Humple.
0-1 the count. Let's go ahead and meet the St. Mary's defense from left to right in the outfield. There's Jones, Garcia, and Orton. Al Gonzalez will be at third. Roberts will be at short. Mario Maldonado at second. Hermsen will be at first. And Keith Funk will be behind the plate. All of them in support of Humple. 0-2 the count to Byer. Humple looks in and didn't like his sign, so he'll step off. A doubleheader of action to be underway here today. Of course, the first game will be just the 7 innings. The second game will be the 9. And Brian, these players, they're all coming off of a doubleheader from yesterday. Is there any kind of fatigue factor that's going to set in as these 2 games go on?
Well, unlike in the majors, the first game of a doubleheader is 7 innings. So I feel like these guys are going to use this first game kind of as a warm-up, as a feeling out process, if you will, as Humple checks over to first. But to me, fatigue probably won't be a factor because both teams have displayed great lineups, and just look for them to try to outsmart the other.
As that one's off the plate. Breaking ball by Humple, a bit too far off. 2-2 the count. And I think that with it being so early in the year as well, I don't think these guys are quite ready to be tired yet. I mean, it's not like they haven't been grinding in the off season, but once you get to the regular season, that grind becomes a bit more difficult. As this one's fouled off by Byer, we'll do 2-2 again.
And as he mentioned, it is early on in the season, and for the Rattlers, this is only their 3rd home game in 3 years, their first true home game in 3 years, so I don't think they'll get quite tired of playing at Dixon Stadium anytime soon.
And the bunt is laid down. Funk will let it go foul, and the out will be recorded on Beyer. And Grunstad will have to go back to first. A risky play there, trying to bunt with 2 strikes.
I'm still a little baffled. Why would you bunt even if you had 2 strikes? You know that if you foul that bunt off, you're automatically out.
And it wasn't like he was trying to bunt for the rest of the at bat. Well, as it is, 1 away for St. Mary's. A runner still on first. Shaw at the plate. That first pitch, a slider, a good strike from Humple. If Humple has that pitch working for him today, then it's going to be not only an easier day for him, but easier day for St. Mary's. More often than not, this first pitcher in the doubleheader is very important, because if he gives you a great game, then you have your entire bullpen accessible for the second game.
And on top of that, the momentum clearly in the favor of whichever team has their pitcher get off to a hot start. There's nothing like having your pitcher hit their stride early on in a game.
Shaw looks at that one, 1-1 the count. Grunstad was bluffing the steal there. I think just trying to keep the eye of Humple strictly on him. Humple, the sidearm delivery. That one will be fouled off. And the count will be 1-2.
Now, one point of emphasis for the Rattlers is to try to keep runners at their respective bases. In the first game of their doubleheader yesterday, the Rattlers allowed 5 stolen bases.
And that one's off the plate, 2-2. And are you more of the opinion that a stolen base is usually on a pitcher or on the catcher?
I feel it depends on the situation. Sometimes the pitcher may have not checked over quite enough, as that one is hit the short.
Oh, and tough bounce for Roberts, and it's off the heel of his glove. I believe they're going to score that air.
But back to my point about whose fault is it with regards to stolen bases, it depends on the situation. Pitchers are responsible for keeping the runner as close to the base as possible, but at the same time, once that ball leaves the pitcher's hands, it's up to the catcher to make the play, and it's a tough call with regards to who's responsible for stolen bases.
First pitch by Humple is hummed in there for a called strike 1. Somerville is coming to the plate. Somerville, a .256 hitter last year. And I'd like to see how Humple will respond here. That could have been a potential inning-ending double play ball. And now Somerville is showing bunt. And Humple smartly steps off. So after Beyer tried to bunt with 2 strikes on him, Somerville, the cleanup hitter for the Marauders, was showing it. Although I don't think he really had any intention to do it.
And now with 2 strikes, I don't see him trying to bunt.
And if I'm Humple right here, I'm going to try to make sure I keep this ball low in the zone. Make sure that if it's hit anywhere, that it's more likely than not on the ground. That one is off the plate, 1-2.
For the inning, you have to make sure, like, whenever it goes.
Let's see how Humple places his pitch to try to induce a double play.
Oh, right on the corner of the plate, and Somerville's caught looking. Humple gets his first strikeout on the season.
Well, who needs a double play ball when you could just strike him out?
Yes,
that was a beautiful pitch, painting the outside portion of the plate. Great way to record that out by Humple.
Now here comes Held to the plate. Held, the designated hitter. .250 hitter last year. That first pitch, bit inside, and count will be 1-0.
held in the first game of this doubleheader yesterday, recorded 3 of the 5 stolen bases for the Marauders. So once he gets on, you know that he'll be a threat to steal.
And the thing I noticed about him is he gets very good jumps, and he goes on very good pitches to go on. Along with being fast, of course. Oh, 2-0 the count. Mack waits on deck should he get an opportunity. Humple and the boys in gold will try to prevent that. Humple's checked second like 3 or 4 times by now and finally held steps out of the box.
The first 2 pitches for Humple, the first one was inside, the second one was outside. Let's see where he goes with this one.
And he paints the inside corner, 2-1.
And for a pitcher, that is important to change the eye level of the batter, making it difficult for them to get a read on what pitch you're going to throw next.
And Humple being a usual hitter for this Rattler team, he plays first base for them from time to time, would well know about that. Two and 1 the count, 2 away. Humple sets. And delivers. Runners are going. Funk throwing down to third, and they got him. Gonzalez applies the tag. Funk with the arm, and that'll do it for the top of the first. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left on base. The Marauders nothing. The Rattlers coming up.
Have arrived. If you need one, they are available for free at the concession stand.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
And welcome back, Rattler fans. Rattlers going to be having their first at-bats here today at the new Dixon Stadium. A sight for sore eyes. And $17 million later, St. Mary's finally has a ballpark of their own to call home. I'm Joe Rodriguez, Brian Mangliuan, here to bring you all the action in today's doubleheader. Starting pitcher for the Marauders is Zach Steckler, as he deals in a strike to Jones, 1-1 the count. Steckler, this will be his debut as a Marauder. From West Fargo, North Dakota, went to Fergus Falls Community College, and he's a sophomore, so it says here that he plays both as a pitcher and outfielder, so yet another versatile pitcher on the mound here today. Jones hits this one down the first base line. It's going to be foul, and not able to get over there was Max, so the count will be 2-2. Let's go on ahead. Let's meet the Rattler lineup. Jones leading off. He'll be playing left field. Mario Maldonado will be batting second and playing second. Roberts, he'll be playing shortstop and batting third. Then you have Brooks Orton, the right fielder, will be batting cleanup. Al Gonzalez, the third baseman, will be batting fifth. Omar Garcia, the designated hitter, will bat sixth. Hermsen, the first baseman, will be batting seventh. Keith Funk, the catcher, will be batting eighth. And Garcia, the center fielder, will be batting ninth as Jones is put down on strikes.
Second baseman, Mario Maldonado.
And now here comes Mario Maldonado to the plate.
Maldonado on the season batting .286 with 1 home run and 2 RBIs already this season.
We'll see if he can get the Rattlers going here today. That first pitch out of the zone, 1-0. The Marauders wearing the white. They have the caps that are blue, white, and have the orange brim. And then, of course, the high socks with the stirrup look and the orange and blue stripes as well. As Maldonado drives this one high and deep to left field, and it's out of here. Mario Maldonado fires it up for St. Mary's and puts them on the board, 1-0.
Maldonado tattooing that pitch and driving it to left center. And that is the first home run here at the new Dixon Stadium.
Well, he really got a hold of that one. That one got out of here in a hurry.
Impressive at bat by Maldonado, adding to his batting totals here in this early season.
And now it'll be Drake Roberts stepping in.
Shortstop, Drake Roberts.
So 1-0. St. Mary's, their fangs out early. And that one above the belt. So 1-0 for Roberts.
Yeah.
Steckler, the pitch. And that one catches the corner, 1-1. And Brian, if you're Steckler, I know you just got one hit yard on you, but you have to forget about it rather quickly, do you not?
This is early in the ball game. You got to settle in and make great pitches, as he makes one right there, bringing the count to 1-2. But kind of like how Matt McClain yesterday for the Rattlers kept the Rattlers in the game, held it to within 1 run, which allowed the Rattlers to make a comeback late. If you're Steckler, you got to try to do the same and try to keep your team in the ball game and limit the damage as much as possible.
That one fouled off and right off the hand of the catcher. Ingemison, for the second time in just as many days, getting tagged up a little bit. Yesterday he took one in the leg. Today it looks like he got one off his hand. I like what the umpire did there. Went out there, talked to the pitcher a little bit, give him some time to recover. Those umpires and catchers have to have a very tight relationship, you would think. They look out for each other. And that one thrown so hard by Steckler that his hat came off, but he got the strikeout, his second of the day, as Roberts goes down.
And that's probably the 3rd or 4th time Steckler's hat has fallen off while he's delivered a pitch. He's probably going to need to get resized.
Or a haircut. Well, here comes Brooks Orton to the plate. But if I'm a Marauder fan, as long as he's throwing strikeouts, it's cool if his hat falls off. Here's the pitch. That one off the plate, 1-0.
Orton batting at .231 this season, has 2 RBIs, and has a home run to his name as well.
See some shifting going on in the outfield. And that one a bit in. Orton able to get out of the way. 2-0. And if I'm a batter, I'm a bit upset that Steckler's hat keeps falling off. That's a distraction when you're trying to pick the ball up. Steckler deals. That's a strike. I think that's about the 4th pitch in a row where his hat's come off. I hope he goes to the dugout in between innings. Hey, someone want to trade me? This one's not quite fit. That one off the plate, and off goes the hat once again, 3-1.
It might be part of his routine, you never know.
I've seen some strange routines in my day, but this one would take the cake. And a strike thrown, and
this time the hat stays on.
yes, indeed. So a full count, and if you're keeping track at home, that would be 5 pitches with the hat coming off and 1 with it staying on. And ball 4. So Orton's able to draw the walk. And now Al Gonzalez will come to the plate. No, we got a new hat being inserted into the lineup.
Third baseman, Al Gonzalez.
So we'll see how well Steckler is now equipped. And Gonzalez will be coming to the plate, with Orton leading from first. Steckler sets. Here's the pitch. This one well inside, 1-0.
Gonzalez yesterday in the first of the doubleheader had 2 hits and scored 2 runs and notched in an RBI as he pops that one towards our direction.
And we'll see what Gonzalez can do here today. Like Maldonado, Gonzalez capable of those power numbers. Goes the runner. Here's the throw down second, and he slides in there safely, does Orton. He got a good jump and was able to slide in there feet first for the bag.
Great base running there by Orton, beating out the throw.
2-1 the count. Orton now leads from second. Steckler with the pitch. And that one above the belt. Gonzalez threw his hands but not his bat, so it's 3-1.
As a freshman at Texas State University, Orton, who just stole second, recorded 8 stolen bases on 9 attempts his freshman year. As Gonzalez fouls that one off.
And it's important to be successful at your base stealing rate. You don't necessarily have to steal a lot of them, but you have to not get out on the base paths. Orton in scoring position, 3-2 the count. And Gonzalez draws the walk. So a good at bat for Gonzalez, and now there will be 2 Rattlers on board and Omar Garcia coming to the plate. Omar Garcia so far batting .364. He was the Rattlers DH man in the first 2 games yesterday. So that pitch is above the belt, 1-0. Garcia also an RBI on the year, so he's looking to add to that. And that one a called strike on the inside corner. Steckler sets. Off speed, but out of his hand funny, so 2-1.
Now, if you're Garcia, you have 2 runners on with 2 outs. You don't want to try to do too much. You just want to try to get on base and try to score the runner from second.
As Garcia gets a hold of this one and shoots it into left field. They're going to hold the runner at third and allow Hermsen to bat with the bases full. That one well struck by Garcia.
Yes, I was about to say, great piece of hitting there by Garcia. Able to pull the ball to left, just in front of the left fielder. And now bases are loaded for Hermsen.
And Hermsen, he's been out of the gate hot, batting .429 on the year already.
Most of them are 70s for single numbers.
Steckler will step off the rubber. Looks like he's going to get a visit from the pitching coach here. So your St. Mary's, you have a 1-0 lead already, but a great opportunity here for Hermsen to just bust it open early for the Rattlers.
And the Rattlers, in the first game of yesterday's doubleheader, they jumped out to an early 4-0 lead and never really quite looked back as they finished the game winning 7-2. And this is a prime opportunity for the Rattlers to inflict some damage early on in this ball game.
And it's really encouraging to see St. Mary's win the 2 games the way they did yesterday. They did it the first game with a lot of bats. They put up the 7 runs. But then in the second game, it was a close one. They were able to win that one as well. Want to know the count? As Hermsen looked at the first pitch. Hermsen, 1 RBI on the year. This one struck well towards center. Going back and making the play is Byer, and that'll do it for the inning, but not before the St. Mary's Rattlers score 1 run on 2 hits. They leave 3 on base, but still with the lead as you're watching Rattler Baseball on the Rattler Network.
Yes, I am. Give it to him hard. No.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Why are you stabbing me with it? No.
They want to help,
Ow.
but don't know how.
Oh, you
Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
And welcome back, Rattler fans, to Dixon Stadium. St. Mary's Rattlers already with a 1-0 lead, as Humple will be out for a second inning of work. He'll be facing Held, Mack, and Schiff. So that first pitch is a strike. Held was at bat during the last inning, but then Grunstad was thrown out at third base trying to steal. So he'll get to renew his at-bat with a fresh count, 1-1.
And in that first inning, Humple did a decent amount of work, 22 pitches, but was able to record 2 strikeouts.
2-1 now, the count for Humple. And that one off the hands of Held. It's slicing down the right field line, and it got away. A great effort out there by Orton, but he just wasn't able to come up with it. And Held will stand at first with a leadoff single. And that's a tough play for Orton. That ball's slicing strangely on you. I mean, it was a good pitch by Humple in order to produce the pop-up, but Orton just bad timing and bad luck, I suppose, trying to get over there.
And I feel like it was just a better piece of hitting by Held.
As that one a called strike to Mac. Mac in his first season with the Marauders. So that one's checked over on first by Humple. Dwight Mack out of Mandan, North Dakota. That pitch, a very nice breaking ball for called strike 2.
Looked to me as Mac wasn't expecting that pitch. And now he's quickly down in the count, 0-2.
And if you're Humple, this is where you want to be. You're up 0-2 in the count. You don't really have to worry about the runner at first base so much now. Although Held is a speedster at first, and 0-2 is actually a very good count to try to go on, because more often than not a pitcher might try to throw something off speed here. And he does, but he produces the strikeout. Held stays put at first, and Mac is set down on 3 pitches.
And that is the third strikeout already for Humple.
Now here comes Schiff to the plate. Held leading from first. Pickoff move by Humple. Diving back safely though.
And the advantage of being a left-handed pitcher is that you're able to see the runner in first base, and you can be very deceptive with your pickoff throw.
That one shot into left, and Schiff has his second hit of the year. Held will advance up to second, and now it'll be Inge coming up.
No need for Held to try to steal second, as he was able to advance on that base hit.
Catcher, Sam Ingmanson.
So here's Ingmanson. Ingmanson, the starting catcher today. He got his hand hit, I believe, in the bottom of the inning. Hopefully that doesn't affect his batting. Ingmanson still looking for his first hit on the year. He went 0 for 5 combined yesterday. And that one shot straight to Humple. The throw to first. We'll see if the relay is in time. And it is. So a 1-4-3 double play to end the inning. And Rattlers still lead it 1-0.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
And welcome back, Rattler fans. It'll be 8-9-1 due up for St. Mary's. Funk, Garcia, and Jones. Steckler back out there, and 1-0 will be the count.
Keith Funk, yesterday in the second game of the doubleheader, was pinch hit and was responsible for the game-winning run as he hits that one into foul territory.
That one hit on the roof of Coach Meagle's office in the locker room.
And in addition to having the game-winning hit, Funk also recorded the game-winning out, doing an excellent job of blocking the plate. And we spoke to him about it after the game, which you can check out on youtube.com/St. Mary's Rattlers and also rattlerathletics.com.
That pitch off the plate, 2-1. Here's the pitch. This one hit high into the air towards center. Byers over there, and he'll make the play. So the first Rattler is retired.
Center fielder Adrian Garcia.
And now here comes Adrian Garcia to the plate. And Brian, when the ball was hit on top of the locker rooms, it made me think of something I saw yesterday. It was on Facebook. It was by Rene Solis, the winning pitcher in the first game. He posted this video of the guys all in the locker room. And you see someone just start hitting like a couple of pencils on a table. And the next thing you know, everyone's adding their own unique beat. Someone's shaking the keys, someone's slapping the table. And then there's like an inspirational speech. I mean, it was absolutely hilarious. And I'm sure in part because the guys are loving this new ballpark, as Garcia has himself a single. And it's important
Left fielder.
because you think about chemistry. And chemistry in baseball is actually quite different from any other sport, as Scott Jones is coming to the plate. I mean, at the end of the day, you're going to need one guy to kind of pull through for you and be the hero, whether it be in the form of pitching or hitting, like Funk was able to do yesterday. But it's important to have all those guys rooting for you and just to know that you want to succeed for them, I suppose.
Yes, and when it comes to the game of baseball, you're spending a lot of time with your teammates in practice, during games, in the dugout, in the clubhouse, and on the road as well. So when it comes to team camaraderie, it is always important.
As that one's fouled away, it'll be 0-1 to Jones. And a perfect example that we saw actually during the Major League year, the Boston Strong Red Sox team able to band together, and they had that unique bond, kind of a brotherhood really on the field, and of course they were able to pull through and improve from the worst record they've had in years to a World Series championship. 0-1 the count, one away. Garcia, he has good wheels at first. And there he goes. Pitches inside a ball, and the throw down to second gets away. I believe Garcia might have had it beat anyway.
And that was a great job by the shortstop Grunstand to cover up that play, because it could have been disaster.
1-1 the count. Something they always teach you in Little League. Back it up, every throw, every throw. Well, 2-1. Steckler's yet to lose his hat this inning. Check to second. Here's the pitch. This one a high chopper over to third. It's taken by Schiff, the throw to first in time, and two Rattlers are away. Now here comes Maldonado.
Mario Maldonado.
Maldonado, the big blast in the top of the first. He hit that home run onto what used to be the old soccer field in left field.
And it's been converted to the intramural field now.
There's all kinds of new field. You got to keep up with all of them. have the flex field, the intramural field, of course the new softball field in Dixon Stadium, Sigma Beta Chi pitch, or Sigma Beta Chi field, I beg your pardon. Want to know the count? And now 2-0.
And all these facilities we've mentioned, all part of the brand new park at St. Mary's. If you haven't checked it out already, I highly recommend it. We highly recommend that you drive down to the campus of St. Mary's University and check it out for yourself, because it is indeed a beautiful facility.
2-0 the count. Maldonado still in the box. And that one off the plate, 3-0 now. And if your Mario single will do the job here, Garcia, excellent speed on second.
And I think Steckler is well aware of Maldonado's power, as he has fallen behind quickly in the count, 3-0.
And that one a pitch on the inside corner. And yes, Steckler is being very careful with Mario here. Steckler is side, he sets. And that one a strike on the outside corner. Mario will have to come on back to the box. He thought he had a walk there.
Maldonado tried selling it to the umpire, but the umpire was not buying it.
Mario, his usual ritual before going into the box, spitting on the gloves, a little practice swing. He doesn't come set until the pitcher comes set. Steckler deals. Maldonado hits this one well to right center field, but the play is made by Byer, and that'll do it for the inning. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 left on base for St. Mary's. They still lead it 1-0.
Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys are much too much. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We're going to beat them and bust them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W-D-Y.
Take time to be a dad today. Call or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
And welcome back, Rattler fans. It'll be number 9, number 1, and number 2 up to bat this inning. Aders will lead off the inning. He'll be followed by Grunstad, and then Byers after him. Humple out there on the rubber for a third inning of work, and first pitch is over to him. The throw to first in time with ease, and Aders is set down on 1 pitch. Humple showing very good fielding ability off of the mound. He started that inning-ending double play last in the second, and then now just the spinning throw on to first. Here's Austin Grunstad now. Grunstad was hit by a pitch the first time up, and this one is off the plate, 1-0.
Last season, Grunstad led the team in batting average, batting .396 in 19 games started, as he'll take that one for a strike.
1-1. That one over to short. There's Roberts, the throw to first in time, and there's 2 away quickly.
Center fielder Andrew Byer.
And now here comes Byer to the plate. And if you're Humble, if you can get Byer in a pitch or two, then you just had yourself a very quick inning. If you're Byer, though, I think you realize that you want to try to work Humble a little bit here. I'd be very surprised to see him swinging at this first pitch. And it's off the plate anyway, 1-0. Byer bunted a ball foul with 2 strikes last at bat. That one over Humple's head and off Maldonado, but well, that would have been a crazy play as Roberts was trying to make the spinning play, but
Great attempt there, but it'll be ruled a hit.
that would have been something. Now here's Shaw coming up. Shaw 0 for 1, reached on an air last time up.
Is that what would have made it an out of six?
If he made out of him
2 away.
Either got an assist or
Throw to first. Diving back safely is Byer.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Clipping off of the glove, what made it?
That throw back in time as well.
again, he was going away from first base, so he had to throw across his body. It's kind of slow.
Wait, was that
Here's the pitch. And that one just inside 1-0.
Shaw, a junior from New Ulm, Minnesota.
Yeah, check over to first yet again. Here's the pitch. That one fouled off. 1-1. Humble will look to settle in once again. 1-1. And he'll check over to first again. He's being very careful with Byer over there at first. Funk, he's already been tested once today and was equal to the task as he threw out Grunstad. And that one shot into center, a clean hit for Shaw. So the Marauders will try to get the 2-out rally going. It'll be up to Somerville to keep it going. Humble now will have to worry about 2 Marauders on base. But this one popped up high into the air. Taking charge will be Garcia, and he makes the play, and that'll do it for the inning. Not before 2 hits, but no runs. 2 hits, 2 left on base. So you're watching Rattler Baseball on the Rattler Network.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all living united to ensure the academic success of millions of kids in our communities all the way to graduation day. But that won't happen without you. So take the pledge at unitedway.org. Make a difference in the life of a child. Suit up like your favorite NFL players and become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor with United Way.
And welcome back, Rattler fans. It'll be the heart of the order up for St. Mary's. Roberts, Orton, and Gonzalez will be due up. Here comes Drake Roberts. Roberts struck out in his first at bat. And this one he lifts toward left field on the first pitch. Back and making the play is Shaw. So one away on one pitch.
Right fielder, Brooks Orton.
Now here comes Brooks Orton. Orton had the walk in the first. He also stole a bag. And we'll see what Orton can do here. That first pitch, off the plate, 1-0. Orton batting .231 on the very young year. We'll see if he can get going in today's doubleheader, but that strike evens up the count at 1 apiece.
In high school, Orton recorded the highest batting average in the state of Utah with a .574 average as he hits that one foul. Ridiculous numbers.
.574.
Unbelievable.
I can't even comprehend that. If you hit half of that number, then you had a tremendous year.
What do you call .574? That's unimaginable.
So this one's driven well toward right field, and the catch is made by Somerville. 2 away now. I remind you, we are in San Antonio, so there is an Air Force base not too far by. Although, for the past 2 years when we've been playing at Wolf Stadium, that was directly next to the Air Force base, so constantly there was planes flying over and jets, and we'd see these huge hangars take off to go out for training missions for whatever reason, and it was just constant. But now, back on St. Mary's campus, not nearly as much, but every now and then. So that first pitch to Gonzalez is off the plate, 1-0. Brian, do you know why they call it a plate?
No, I do not, but I feel like you're going to tell me.
Well, you see, the reason why baseball is universally accepted as America's sport is because of its accessibility to everyone. Really, all you need is a ball and a stick and a couple of markers in order to determine whatever, and you can play. You see it all the time, movies or whatever. There's kids are playing in the street. It's why it's such an accessible game. It's so special. So, the reason why they call it a plate is because in New York, there used to be waiters who would literally use plates that were broken or chipped earlier on in the day, and they'd use that as their bases or their markers in order to know where to go. And so eventually they found a plate that was chipped, actually, like the plate that you see over there. And that was their favorite one to use, and everyone liked it, stole it kind of, and kind of adapted it. But they just kept on keeping the name plate. So 2-2 the count to Gonzalez.
Interesting bit of tidbits right there. Thanks, Joe. That's my one thing I learn a day, so...
Well, full count now. Here's the pitch. Gonzalez hits this one really high into the air. It's going to be foul down the third baseline. And we'll do 3-2 again.
Great job by Gonzalez, battling in this at bat, fouling off some tough pitches, but he's still able to stay in the count.
Steckler winding and dealing. And he fooled Gonzalez there. And that'll do it for the inning. So 1-2-3 goes St. Mary's. And we'll head to the top of the fourth. The Rattlers lead it 1-0.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
And welcome back, Rattler fans. 1-0, the Rattlers still lead. It'll be Held, Mack, and Schiff due up for the Marauders. Humple still in the lead, 1-0, controlling his own fate in this ball game. And that first pitch off the plate, 1-0. And I think that 1-0, either trailing or leading, is something that the St. Mary's Rattlers pitchers really try to pride themselves on. If you're trailing 1-0, you got to keep yourself in the game. If you're up 1-0, it's your job to make sure you stay on top. And I think that it's something that they've really started to embrace even as pitchers here for St. Mary's.
Oh yes, and with that mentality, you build great opportunities for your team to pull out victories that sometimes you aren't even supposed to win on certain days, but with a great pitching staff, anything is possible.
And it really makes you feel like going into every game that you're in every game no matter what. You have the pitching staff, you have the horses to run, as the phrase goes. 1-2 the count to Held. Off speed and in the dirt. It's 2-2 now. Held singled his first time up. And already the stolen bags on the year like we've noted before. Oof. That one inside on him, and Held does a good job of getting out of the way. A full count. Humple with the pitch. And off the plate. So after being up 2-1, Humple pitches 3 straight balls. And now Held will be on base, and we know how dangerous he can be. We've only said it about 3 or 4 times.
And the thing with Humple, those last 3 pitches, it looked to me as if he struggled with his location, and for his trouble, the runner advances to first.
There goes Held with the pitch. It's shot up the middle. Oh, a great position was Roberts, and he's able to turn the double play by himself. That one actually fortunate to have gone through Humple's legs, as it allowed Roberts just to go over and make the play.
That was a bit of luck right there, but nonetheless, 2 outs now at the top of the 4th.
Yep, here comes Schiff now to the plate. Schiff, 1 for 1, he's singled. For those of you keeping score at home, that play is scored 6U to 3. The U stands for unassisted. Means that he took the ball to the bag by himself. 1-0.
And in that case, the ball met him at the bag.
2-0. And that ball fouled off, and it'll be 2-1 now. Humple on the rubber. Comes set. He works exclusively from that. And that pitch just inside, and it'll be 3-1 now. Humple sets again. That one catches the outside corner, 3-2.
Mason Schiff last season for the Marauders, in 7 games played, batted .40 with 2 hits and 3 runs scored.
And now more regular playing time, it appears, as the season's starting up. A full count, a good job fouling that pitch off by Schiff. Humple deals. That one catches the outside corner and Schiff is set down. So a roundabout way to a 1-2-3 inning for the Rattlers. We're heading to the bottom of the 4th. The Rattlers still lead it 1-0.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all living united to ensure the academic success of millions of kids in our communities all the way to graduation day. But that won't happen without you. So take the pledge at unitedway.org. Make a difference in the life of a child. Suit up like your favorite NFL players and become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor with United Way.
And welcome back, Rattler fans. St. Mary's still leading 1-0 off the power of a Maldonado solo shot in the first. And now it'll be Omar Garcia, Hermson, and Funk due up this inning. The 6, 7, 8 part of the order. 1-0 the count as Steckler back out there for another inning of work for the Marauders. 2-0 now. That pitch inside, and it'll be 3-0 now. I'd be surprised if Garcia was swinging here. Steckler looked like he didn't expect it either. 3-1. And that one also catches the plate, so it's a full count. Here's the pitch. This one looped but foul down the third baseline. And we'll do 3-2 again.
I told Liz that since she takes so many pictures and stuff, we put together the
Here's the pitch. And an off-balance swing there by Garcia. And the throw to first is in time. Good play by Grunstad. Garcia looked like he lost his back foot there, and you can tell he was unhappy with the swing. Now here comes Hermson. Steckler the windup and the deal, and the bunt is laid down. Throw by the third baseman in time. Great play there by Schiff as Hermson was trying to reach on the bunt, but a little bit too much mustard on that one.
And that was a great barehanded grab by Schiff, able to get it over to first in time for out number 2.
Now here comes Keith Funk. Funk popped out to center his last time up. That one a called strike on the inside corner. Funk batting at even .333 to start the year. That one catches the plate as well. So 2 strikes on Keith. Steckler looking to have a quick inning. That one in the dirt. So it'll be 1-2 now. That pitch also in the dirt, so it's 2-2. Adrian Garcia waits on deck should he get a chance. And Steckler's going to ask for a new ball. That last one had bounced in the dirt a couple of pitches in a row, so perhaps a little dirt on it or something. And here's the pitch. Funk fouls that one back. Now it'll still be 2-2. And that one shot, but right at the third baseman Schiff. So a couple of good plays for him in the 1-2-3 inning. St. Mary's still leads it 1-0.
Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys are much too much. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We're going to beat them and bust them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W-D-Y.
Take time to be a dad today. Call or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
And welcome back, everyone, to Dixon Stadium. I'm Joe Rodriguez, Brian McGlue on here, bringing you the doubleheader of action. Top of the 5th, about to get underway. It'll be Ingmason to lead it off. He'll be followed by Aders. So that one, a 2-hopper over to Mario, and he'll flip it to first for the easy out. And so 1 pitch, 1 away for St. Mary's. Aders now coming to the plate. Aders is 1 for 0. He grounded out to Humple last inning. And I have to say, Humple is much improved from last year. I'm really liking his stuff. It looks like he has 2 pitches going for him very well right now. As that one, another 2-hopper, and this time it's Gonzalez. And Gonzalez will make the play. So 2 pitches, 2 away. And it'll be Grunstad coming to the plate. And if you're Grunstad, there's no way you're swinging at this first pitch, right? You don't want to be retired on 3 pitches.
And that is the last thing you want to do. Give Humple a 1-2-3 inning on 3 pitches.
Well, Grunstad will step out. Already taking about as much time as the other two batters combined. First pitch, right at the belt, called strike one. Grunstad 0 for 1. It's been hit by a pitch and grounded out to short. That one also right at the belt, so 0-2.
Humple almost daring Grunstad to swing at one of his pitches. Two great pitches. And now, just like that, he's up in the count, 0-2.
That one fouled off by Grunstad. And into the parking lot it goes. Humple looking in for a sign. It's been only fastballs so far this inning. And why change the trend? Roberts, the off-balance throw to first in time, and that'll do it. 1, 2, 3, all the infielders getting a ground ball this inning, and that'll do it. Rattlers still looking golden, leading 1-0.
Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys are much too much. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We're going to beat them and bust them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W-D-Y.
Take time to be a dad today. Call or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
And welcome back, Rattler fans. Adrian Garcia, Jones, and Mario Maldonado due up this inning. Garcia looking the whole way there, and 0-1 the count. Steckler out there for yet another inning of work. He's done a very good job since that rough patch in the first. He's only given up 3 hits to this Rattler lineup.
And we have seen great pitching from both starters, Humple and Steckler. Only 1 run scored between the two of them. In the previous 2 games these two teams have played have been featured with great pitching. Right there, Garcia able to get a hold of one for the single.
Yeah, that was an absolute shot right into center.
Left fielder, Scott Jones.
And now here we go with Scott Jones. And we talked about Garcia yesterday and the fact that he can turn a lineup around. The number 9 hitter able to get on base with good regularity. And now the Rattlers, they have a lot of choices here. They can either bunt Jones, let him swing away. Jones so far today, he's 0 for 2. And he is showing bunt, and that one's a beauty. Jones laying it down nicely and gets the sacrifice.
And that was a textbook bunt right there by Jones, bunting it down the first base line. And he did what he needed to do, advancing Garcia to second.
And now you have your player at the plate who provided already a home run today, Mario Maldonado, stepping in. Garcia in scoring position. First pitch outside and in the dirt, 1-0. And if you're Maldonado, you can just poke one into right field right here and it'll score the speedy Garcia. And And Mario, he'll call time, step out of the box. Here's the pitch. That one a bit low and 2-0 now.
And after that first inning home run, Steckler's been very cautious with Maldonado, not giving him much to work with.
And this one hit well into center field. It's going to get over the center fielder's head. Byer with a bad route there. Maldonado's going to stand at second. Garcia is going to come home and plate the second Rattler run of the day. Maldonado powering up the Rattlers here today.
Super Mario making his presence felt, recording his second RBI of the ball game. That one putting the Rattlers up 2.
And Mario must have gotten a golden star before this game or something. Well, now here comes Drake Roberts. Maldonado leading from second. And that one a called strike, nicely thrown by Steckler. Roberts so far today, he's 0 for 2. Popped out to left and struck out. Off-speed pitch, and this one's hit high into the air. And the catch is made by Ingmason.
Right fielder Brooks Orton.
Now here comes Brooks Orton. Orton 0 for 1. He's drawn a walk and stolen a base. And we'll see if he can help extend the Rattler advantage. Righty pitcher versus lefty hitter. And that pitch a bit low and outside, 1-0. See the center fielder Byer shifted over ever so slightly to the left.
There's good real estate in right center. Let's see if Orton can do something with it as time is called.
And usually when you see this kind of alignment, if you're Orton, you might try to expect a pitch on the outer part of the plate. As that one on the inside part of the plate. The reason being for that is because if you're a pitcher and you pitch something on the outer part of the plate, you can safely assume that the batter won't try to pull it. So if they pitch something on the inside part of the plate with a shift like this on, then Roberts, like you said, a lot of land to work with over there in right center. So that one's on the outside part of the plate, but a bit up, and it's 3-0.
And I believe that previous pitch to that one, the one that came inside, was just to set up that outside pitch to get Orton maybe reaching and looking for a pitch to the outside.
They're going to give the intentional pass here. And Orton will go on ahead and walk down to first, and it'll be Al Gonzalez who will be challenged instead.
Third baseman Al Gonzalez.
So the Marauders deciding that they'd rather go on ahead and just walk Orton instead of deal with the 3-0 count. And now there will be force outs at every bases, but let's see if there's some kind of pitching change that's going to be made here. Pitching coach out there having a discussion with Steckler. And really a great opportunity for St. Mary's here. If you're Al Gonzalez and you manage to get a hold of one, extra bases possibly, you could potentially blow this game right open.
And Gonzalez, in his first active season last year, led the Rattlers with a team-high 12 doubles. and was tied for a team high 4 home runs, so he is no stranger to putting runs on the board. Let's see if he could do it here.
At first pitch, Gonzalez tied up, and he goes around 0-1. Steckler deals. That one above the belt, 1-1. And if you're the Marauders, you really want Steckler to persevere through this. They have a couple arms warming up in the bullpen, and it looks like ready to go. But if Steckler's able to push through this one and pitch the full 7 innings in the first game of this doubleheader, then you set yourself up nicely, not only for the next game, but for games after that. That one grounded sharply to short, but Grunstad's able to make the flip over to Aders, and that'll do it for the inning, but not before St. Mary's tacks on another run off the power of a Mario Maldonado double. 2-0, the Rattlers lead. And welcome back, Rattler fans. The top of the 6th about to get underway. Humple's still out on the mound doing work for the Rattlers. And that first pitch fired in there for a called strike one. It'll be Byer, Shaw, and Somerville due up for the University of Mary Marauders as we look to continue this opening weekend here at Dixon Stadium. The bunt laid down but into foul territory, and Byers will be down 0-2. Byers so far today, he's 1 for 2. He had a single in his last at-bat in the 3rd. And I'm sure the Marauders and University of Mary fans would take a similar result here to lead off the 6th. Humple's been going strong. He's retired the last 7 Marauders. And a called strike 3 to make it 8. That slider's been very nice for Humple today.
Humple dishing out the filth on that one right there as Byer got caught looking for out number 1.
Well, here comes Shaw to the plate now. Humple his 4th strikeout of the day. Shaw also is 1 for 2. Reached on an error and singled. And he hits this one over to first. Hermsen flips to Humple. And 2 away. And now it'll be up to Somerville.
Right fielder, Jared Somerville.
And it's kind of scary when you see a pitcher get on this kind of roll. Just all of a sudden, everything's working for them. They have everything figured out. They know the strike zone. They've seen the hitters a couple times, and they just get rolling through the lineup.
And Humple, for the Rattlers, for the 3rd consecutive game, displaying their superb pitching. Humple, the third Rattler pitcher to have an outstanding performance, and right there, throwing yet another strike.
So 0-1 to Somerville, and make it 0-2. Somerville, it's been a struggling day for him as well. He's 0 for 2. He struck out and popped out to center. 0-2 the count. Did he go around? Yes, he did, and that'll do it for the inning. A quick 1-2-3 inning for the University of Mary. Oh, and I believe they're going to change the call. So the home umpire originally called the strikeout, but then appealed down to the first base umpire, who said he did not go around, and so he's going to allow the first base umpire to overturn him. And the Rattler fans, the Rattler faithful, not liking the call, but 1-2 is the count. Somerville with new life at the plate. And that one fouled back. Somerville back into the box. It's very rare that you'll see an umpire overturn their call. Here's Humple. And that one off the plate, 2-2.
Prior to the call reversal, Humple was hitting his stride, hitting his marks, and was just virtually flawless as that one out of the strike zone, now a full count.
And that's kind of a rhythm breaker if you think about it. You're told you got the strikeout to end the inning, everyone's trotting off the field, and then you got to head on back. But if you're Humple, you got to battle through something like this.
Oh!
And down he goes. The off-balance swing by Somerville. And so just a few more pitches, so no harm, no foul, but the strikeout is recorded. Number 5 for Humple on the day. We're heading to the bottom of the 6th. The Rattlers lead 2-0. And welcome back, Rattler fans. This one's popped high into the air. Charge is taken by Steckler, and one away. As Omar Garcia goes down quickly.
First baseman, Joe Hermsen.
And now it'll be Joe Hermsen coming up. Defensive change for the Marauders. Trenton Hove is now in the game. He's in for Somerville. That first pitch, a called strike one. Hove will be playing right field.
Hermsen last season played at Fort Scott Community College and was an academic All-American while batting 292 with 25 RBIs. Definitely a well-rounded player, both on and off the field.
And here's the pitch to him. That one off the plate, and it'll be a 1-2 count. Keith Funk due up next, and Adrian Garcia is waiting in the hole. And that one just off the plate, so 2-2. Hermsen so far today, he's 0 for 2. He's popped out to center and grounded to third base as he fouls this one down the first base side. And we'll do 2-2 again. Steckler with the pitch. And that one off the plate, and the count will run full. We remind you, Rattler fans, the next game of this doubleheader is due to start at 2 o'clock. We'll be playing a full 9 innings in that one. We're playing just 7 in this one, as Hermsen's able to draw the walk. We also remind you, Rattler fans, check us out on social media. Tweet at us and Instagram us at St. Mary's Rattlers. Also, make sure to check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/St. Mary's Rattlers, youtube.com/St. Mary's Rattlers. And also, for everything you would want to know about the Rattlers, schedules, statistics, article write-ups, Player of the Week awards, all kinds of things, you can check out rattlerathletics.com. And you can also check out Tovar's Take there as well. David Tovar always bringing his best insight in the world of Rattler sports.
And let's not forget, you can also purchase all your fine Rattler merchandise on the all-new RattlerGear.com.
So a brief break in the action. Funk will step to the plate with one Rattler away and Hermsen leading from first. And now time called yet again. And this time I do believe it's the manager. And if this is the end of the game for Steckler, he's pitched himself quite a good ball game, and that'll do it for him. He allows 2 runs on 5 hits. His teammates don't commit an error behind him, and a good game for Steckler. We'll be back to tell you about the new pitcher after this quick commercial break.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all living united to ensure the academic success of millions of kids in our communities all the way to graduation day. But that won't happen without you. So take the pledge at unitedway.org. Make a difference in the life of a child. Suit up like your favorite NFL players and become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor with United Way.
2.
And welcome back, Rattler fans. The new pitcher is Travis Famous. Famous, the junior for the Marauders. Last year, a 3.86 ERA. As he throws over to first to check on Hermsen. He'll be facing Keith Funk and possibly Adrian Garcia as well. 1 away. And that first pitch inside, 1-0. Steckler is still responsible for Hermsen over at first. And a pickoff throw over to first by Famous.
Famous has a career ERA of 4.64 with a 2-4 record in 32 appearances.
This one's lifted high into the air by Funk. Byer coming on hard, and he's able to make the play. So it'll be 2 away.
Center fielder Adrian Garcia.
And now Adrian Garcia is up to the plate. Garcia, he's been hot today. 2 for 2, a couple of singles, a stolen base, a run scored. And here's the pitch. And that one a called strike. Steckler is on line for the loss right now, as that throw is checked over to first, but back standing is Hermsen. And time called as Garcia will step out the box. He'll now step back in. Jones waits on deck should he get a chance. And that one off the plate, 2-1, or 1-1, beg your pardon. Famous now, looking to the plate. And he'll check over to first yet again, and Hermsen is back up standing. There is a Rattler warming in their bullpen. I'm curious to see if Maldonado will come in again for the save opportunity. And the bunt laid down by Garcia, and that one is just so perfectly placed. Garcia with the single off the bunt, and Schiff and the Marauders were caught off guard. So it's a 3 for 3 day for Garcia.
Left fielder Scott Jones.
And now Scott Jones will be coming up.
And as you mentioned, beautiful bunt right there. Famous, it almost caught him by surprise. It took their defense by surprise. No one really able to get it in time, and now the Rattlers have 2 aboard with 2 outs.
Famous will look to second. And that one a called strike to Jones. 2 away. Jones is 0 for 2 today. He had that beautiful sacrifice his last time up. And he rips this one over to third. Schiff will take it to the bag himself, so the fielder's choice will end the inning. The Rattlers will be heading to the 7th, a chance to win the ball game. 2-0, they lead. And welcome back, Rattler fans. 2-0 the lead. It'll be Humple still back out there, a chance to close out the ball game with a shutout. So the Rattlers are looking to improve to 3-0 over the weekend, and to, more importantly, perhaps 3-0 in the new stadium, Dixon Stadium. It's a beauty. You have to come out and experience it for yourself. The first pitch by Humple is off the plate, 1-0. Opposing Humple beheld Mack and Schiff due up. Humple the sidearm delivery. That one called a strike, 1-1. And for Humple, I like the decision to keep him out there. No need to bring in a reliever when your starting pitcher has retired 10 straight. That one shot over to Mario. Nice and easy does it, so one away.
First baseman, Dwight Mack.
And now here comes Dwight Mack. Mack, a difficult day. He's struck out and grounded into a double play.
Humple has been in a groove all game long, and now he's 2 outs away from the complete game shutout.
That one a called strike as he just keeps dealing. That fastball's humming for him today. Al Gonzalez playing a step or two in, maybe, anticipating the bunt. And it's shot over to him. Gonzalez takes it off the chest. The throw to first is not in time. Gonzalez mishandled that one, and it'll be an error on the Rattler third baseman.
Tough break right there. Gonzalez had the play on the ball. Tried to recover in time, but credit the speedy Mack. Able to get over to first in time.
And now Schiff will come to the plate. The potential game-tying run for the Marauders looks at strike one. Schiff, he's 1 for 2 today, a single, and he struck out looking in the fourth. The Rattlers, they've committed 2 errors today. And Humple, he'll step off and get Mack to go back to first. Here's the pitch, and that one a called strike, 0-2.
And what has been key for Humple for the majority of this ball game is him getting ahead in the count. 0-1, 0-2 as time is called. But he has done a spectacular job of staying ahead in the count, and he's been able to force the University of Mary hitters into tough situations.
And what that also does is it lets him play at his pace. Because at that point, if you're up in the count, you're dictating what's going on, not the hitter. And so those first pitch strikes can be very vital to a pitcher's success. Humple deals off speed, and oh, that one just missed. It'll be 1-2.
And not a bad decision to go with off-speed pitch, because his fastball has been looking superb this entire game.
There is the fastball, and there's a swing and miss by Schiff. And the Marauders are now down to their last out. It'll be a pinch hitter for the Marauders. Tanner Brittner will be the pinch hitter. The freshman from Bismarck, North Dakota.
Your attention, please, for the Marauders pinch hitting for Dickinson. Number 16, Sam Salison.
Here's the pitch, and this one hit weakly over to Humple. Throw to first, and that'll do it for the ball game. So the St. Mary's Rattlers take the first game of the doubleheader, the third game of the series, by a score of 2-0. And we will have more baseball upcoming for you, Rattler fans. The winning pitcher is Nathan Humple. He moves to 1-0 on the year. Steckler is the loser. He'll move to 0-1. St. Mary's Rattlers now at an impressive 4-1 and 3-0 at Dixon Stadium. Brian, your impressions of this great ball game?
Well, an impressive complete game outing from Nathan Humple. The Rattlers doing a spectacular job of getting runs when they could, and an overall impressive performance by this entire Rattler team, winning 2-0 here in the first of this doubleheader.
Well, that'll do it for us in this first game. We thank you, everyone, for tuning in and watching. I remind you, that second game will be getting underway just as soon as we can get the field nice and made up. Just go on ahead, stay tuned, and keep it here. We'll be broadcasting that one soon. As always, take care, everyone.